Hey guys, welcome to Blockchain Gaming. This is your host, Blockchain Gamer. Tonight we're looking into some Stella Fantasy. We're gonna get back into the Stella Fantasy universe with the new characters and the new updated Abyss Invader Season 4. Welcome to the channel. If you haven't been here before, we talk about crypto gaming, blockchain gaming, Web3 games, play to earn games, free to play games, and everything else that has to do with crypto and gaming. So, welcome to the channel. Let's get into it. So, we're back with Stella Fantasies here. This is. You can choose either a male or female character. I have the female character on right now. So with the last update, they introduced two new characters, including a new SSR character, Millia. I've got her finally, so I've been using her a lot. She is pretty OP so far. Let me show you some of her skills. Her Day of Trouble is a trigger magic explosion at the enemy's feet, striking up to 4 times. The Sky of Celebration is a summon a large meteor made of magic above enemy's head to attack. When using the skill again with a certain time, summon a series of smaller magic meteors for continuous attacks. And this hits everything on the map, which is pretty OP, like automatic guaranteed hit. And then there's this other one that's also, it's a long casting time, but after a long concentrated mind to draw the power from the seal, attack all enemies by summoning a magic meteor, which hits enemies without fail. This is the one that hits everybody guaranteed. The other one's more of an AoE. So she's been pretty good. She's been pretty good. I've been liking playing with her. And the other new character is Flolen. I haven't really felt like she's that great, but she does have some cool skills that I need to mess around with more. So her main is just a perfect shot, fire bullet from musket to attack 3 times in a row. Floral sniping, fire bullet penetrating the enemy in front. Enemies hit by the bullet will decrease the resistance to all damage. So this basically improves your overall DPS on your targets because it makes them take more damage from your other characters as well. Amazing Grace. So fire healing bullet loaded into the grenade launcher to heal the entire team's health. So why don't we go ahead and jump in the game and play with these characters. So let's go to do some Abyss. What do we want to do? I guess we do can we do this level 5 yet? Nope, too high. Let's go into the level 4. We'll pop Flolen instead of Aisha here and see how we do with that minimal heal. See what I have on her currently. I maxed her out at her base level, which is 45 because she's a Aura character. I do have a SR doll on her though. So let's go ahead and try that out. See how we do. So this is the XP potion map with all the king slimes that are like almost never ending. This one was quite challenging to pass the first time if your gear and levels are not high enough. But there is kind of some tips I could give you to pass this easier. Usually, the main thing you want to do when you're playing this map is you need to try to keep the slimes focused in one spot so that you hit them all together instead of letting them spread out, which is very easy because they'll tend to like push your characters all over the place, and then like they'll be all separated from each other. So then you can't focus fire on them, and if you can't focus fire on them, it takes so much damage. So the main trick usually is to have all your ranged characters kind of grouped up in the same spot, same angle, and then have your melee keep them all together in front, so that they take all the hits together. Kind of like this. Sometimes I even go to the extreme where I put all the ranged characters in a corner. So like, see how they kind of spawn from everywhere? So sometimes I'll put them all in one corner over here, and have my melee just kind of tank everything in front of them. That way, you can kind of hit the groups all together and do the most damage at one time to the group of king slimes. Because if you don't, they tend to get out of hand, because there's so many that just keep spawning. So Millia, yeah, her hit everything is great on this level, because even if the slimes are not really well grouped, you can still kind of hit them all with her R ability. This one right here looks pretty awesome too. It changes like the whole sky and everything. See, so like when these kind of spawn all over the place, you kind of want to just bring your ranged out of the fight and let your melee kind of try to pick them all up. One of them got away, so I'm gonna try to bring them back. You don't want to be too close to your range, or else like the AoEs that the slimes do will, the king slimes will do, will like disturb your DPS with the ranged. Okay. Let me get back on Millia so you can see her animations. They're pretty cool. Okay, let me show you some of Flolen's animations here. So this is her healing bullet. Interesting. Yeah, Millia's got really cool animations. She does have a really long cast time, as you can see. She's a typical magic wielder with long cast times, with very, very powerful DPS. So it's worth it if you can have a tank hold off your enemies. See how long that cast is? It just barely launched it. It's cool because it changes the whole sky with her spell. Irina's awesome tank, by the way. Her frost lance thing, this thing right here, stuns all the enemies, and then like they're just frozen too. Yeah, so as you can see, my guys are pretty high level, so that wasn't a problem. But if you're like kind of on the cusp of it, just make sure to group all your slimes together. Millia was kicking ass. Nice. Alright. So the new Invader Season 4, let's go ahead and open that up, is Mumei. He's kind of like a samurai. And if you want to check out his stats look like, this is what he is. He's Green Elemental melee, physical attack. He's immune to stun, charm, and freeze. What his story was is he was a young persecutor with great promise for the future, but he could confront his unexpected nemesis, whom he had never anticipated. He was struck by incurable illness and succumbed to it. As a result, the soul of his nameless prosecutor became bound to his old sword, becoming Mumei, the restless spirit who had not yet found peace, and crossed over to the realm of Reteria beyond the Abyss Rift. With only lingering attachment to swordsmanship and combat, Mumei, in the form of vengeful spirit resembling his former self, began relentlessly cutting down anyone in his path to achieve his goal. This led to an increased number of casualties among adventurers exploring the Abyss Rift. In response, the Adventure Association placed a bounty on Mumei and issued a quest to subdue him. Basically, so he's like the boss, basically, of this Abyss Invader. And there is 4 rounds of Abyss Invader. And besides the first round, there's a gimmick attached to each round. So this is round 2 currently. And the gimmick is that several movement speed reduction fields are created at random locations in the map. Invocation condition is 30 seconds from the start of the battle. Applied target is all ally. Invoke cycle. So every 30 seconds, there'll be this like ring around the map that will stun you and slow you down. And then the number 2 gimmick is a boost to your DPS, to your team. So the effect is all attack boost by 100%. Invoke condition 1 second from the start of battle, and it applies to all ranged and offensive allies. So if you have any ranged offensive characters, this gives you 100% attack boost, which is amazing. So you definitely want to stack your ranged attack characters to get the most kind of DPS on this guy. So just to see what the rewards are for this Abyss Invader, the first place gets 5,277 adventurer points, and let's see, 24,350 SSR medals, and 3,600 EST, which is like the in-game currency. So it's pretty good prizes for like the top 100 players. And then it goes to the top 5%, top 10%, top 15%, top 20, top 30, 40, 50, 60, and then all the way down to, if you participated, you get 7 adventure points, 1,220 SSR tokens, and 150 EST. So even if you're like the last ranking, you still get something. So, you know, no matter what, you get something. So basically, once you get the metal exchange, you can exchange at the metal exchange store for all these kind of items right here. I have already bought all the premium draw tickets I could, which is they only gave me 10. So that was the main thing I wanted to get first. And I think second, I want to get as many SSR soul stones as possible, and then maybe the SR to this. So these soul stones are probably my second priority, and then awakening stones are probably going to be my third. And then if I still have points after that, I'll probably go and try to get more of this mysterious refined powder for the SR, just to speed things up on building crafting items. But the R soul stones are great for transcending. So that's the other thing they added to the last patch, is that they added this Transcendence ability. Was basically you take your extra, if you have extra characters, you can burn the extra characters and increase the stats dramatically with your character. So burning a regular character right now would give me 1,000 more HP 250 more attack boost, and then 125 more defense boost, which is pretty damn good. But and then it also raises your level by 10 on 0 to 1 Transcendence. So standard we had this awakening, which you use these awakening stones to awaken your character, and that gives you increased stats, a possible new passive skill, and then more increased levels as well. But that as far as pure stats go, the Transcendence is way better than the awakening, if you compare the two. So you definitely want, if you have extra characters, you definitely want to do the awakening stuff. So I'll show you how that looks. Who should we burn? If you've been around, you probably don't want to burn your gold rimmed characters, your prestige characters. So this account is kind of one of the newer ones. So I don't have any prestige characters on here, so I can go ahead and just burn any of these guys that I want. So it looks like I have a lot of rubies on this character. So let me see. I guess I'll just go ahead and burn a ruby. So this is how it looks. If your character has anything on them, you have to clear it. So this one doesn't have anything equipped, so I don't need to. Hit the transcend button, and then you'll go ahead and transcend from 0 to 1, and you can go up to max transcendence of level 10 on the transcendence. And see, this is what you get. So I got 10 levels extra, 1000 HP, 250 magic attack boost, and all defense boost here. Alright. And then see, like, the thing is, the higher you transcend, the more difficult it gets. So now I have to transcend with a same element extra character, which is green. So the only green characters I have extra are these currently, which is the Lapis R character. And then, like, the higher you get on the Transcendence, the more difficult and sometimes even more characters you need to burn. So that's how the Transcendence system works if you haven't tried it yet. Pretty cool. It definitely buffs your characters a lot. So if you use the Transcendence system, you get achievements that give you extra Transcendence soul stones. And so the soul stones, oh yeah, that's what I was trying to say earlier. The soul stones that you can get, that's why I wanted to be my second priority. The soul stones for Transcendence, if you don't want to burn a character, you can burn, if you have enough soul stones, you can just use the soul stones instead of burning a character. So currently, the R soul stones are these ones, the SR are these purple ones, and then the SSR are these. So later on, you need to actually burn a equal rated character. I think it's at level 5 of Transcendence. So at level 5 Transcendence, you would have to burn another SSR character, or you would have to have enough SSR soul stones to burn to go past level 5 Transcendence. So the higher you get, like I said, the more difficult it gets for the upping the Transcendence level. Alright, so currently, let's see what else we can play with these guys. Let's see how high we are in the Heavens Tower. We are on this account a level 80. Let's go ahead and jump in here and see what we can do. We can level up Millia some more too, actually, before we do that. So you can always level your characters up with your experience pots. Looks like I have lots of pots in here still. So I'm going to go ahead and bump her up to closer to the max level, since I did give her a couple more levels with that Transcendence just now. 135. So right now my max is 145. Let me bring her up to like We'll bring it up to like 138. That sounds pretty good. All right. Let's go ahead and hop into that Heaven's Tower and fight looks like it's a green owl on this stage. What's cool about the Heaven's Tower is you fight a lot of the boss characters that you'd fight in the stage levels. So you see some pretty cool fights, like some pretty cool mobs, I mean. Oh, one hit my Flolen. Gotta pick her up. She's my only healer right now. See if I can freeze this thing. Yeah, it worked. So yeah, with Irina, one of her best traits is that you can stun freeze the boss characters. Oh man, this thing just got wiped out. So Flolen's probably not the best healer for this kind of battle. So there's probably no way I can beat this right now. So I think I'm just gonna exit and hit the give up button and then switch out my Flolen character for. Let's put Aisha back in. She's my SSR healer support character. That should be a little better. Dang, one shot all. The owl like has that rush charge thing, and it like hits super hard. Like just one shotted all three of these characters. So if you kind of have to macro on the owl, so you actually have to like move your characters out of this target. Oh man, there goes my tank. Yeah, also the tower characters are much harder than the boss fights usually. Like this is considered technically a boss fight in the tower. I think because the level is like 80, I think. Yeah, we're probably not going to be able to beat this. So I'm going to just give this battle up. And we can go ahead and play it in the story mode, main story. So currently I'm on Act 2, Windflower and Meadow, which is the Qian act, the wolf girl. And she was the one that was the character that was introduced in the last 2 patches ago. And we can do some fights in here, and let's check out the boss fights in here. This one's pretty cool. This one, I wonder if I can fight with Flolen. Yeah, I'll keep it on Aisha. So this is a pretty cool boss fight. I usually just play auto battle on these. Unless I have to go in there and like revive or something. By the way, if you're interested in Stella Fantasies, go ahead and check out their website. I did link it down in the description, but it's stellafantasies.io. And the game is free to play. It's also on mobile. I don't know. They were saying they were going to put it on Steam, but I'm not sure it's on Steam yet. But you can play this game on mobile and on PC currently, as far as I know. And it's free to play. I feel like when I first started this game, like maybe 6 months ago now, It was a um, pay to earn game where you could actually make money by selling your NFTs on their marketplace. But since the last major patches, and then now with Marble X taking over, it feels more like a free to play game with the possibility. Like, I mean, you can definitely still sell your adventure points to Stella tokens, and or sell your characters on the marketplace, but no one really is really buying currently. So I think there's people are still waiting for like the major Marble X takeover and see what they're gonna do. But I mean, the game has a lot of possibilities still. Mainly, it's fun to play and it's nice to look at. I mean, everything works great as far as the gameplay. The animations are nice, and you're collecting uh, waifu characters, which is easy on the eyes, right? Um, it's kind of a free and fun side game to play. Not too hard. I mean, there is some strategy to it, but it's not like anything crazy. Um, and it's kind of just like something you can just relax and play to without stressing too much on, which is kind of nice. I do wish I didn't spend the money I did on in the beginning though, because um, like from what I spent, I probably can't make back now that they changed all this stuff. But they've made it so it's so much better for like new players to get high level, high ranking character drops like this Mila and Aisha. This account is pretty new, and I didn't spend money on this account, and I was able to get, was it 2, 3 SSR characters and a bunch of SR characters. So anybody jumping on the game now is going to have a huge advantage in that aspect, where they don't have to spend money, but they can be pretty competitive as long as they put the time in. Because you do have to grind in this game to like unlock stuff and to get weapons and build weapons and stuff. So, this is the boss, Honey Killer Bee. She's pretty cool. She is a lady with the bee body and flies around with more like butterfly wings, I think, than bee wings. But she has some pretty cool attacks. Oh, I should put it on the story mode for you guys so we can see like some of the ending animations, but the fight itself is still pretty cool. See, check out this spell that Mila casts. It just changes like the whole look of the map. It's pretty cool. Alright, let's go for her Flare Surge. Or the Flare Surge is the golden yellow Stella attack. And it has the lion's face. Pretty cool. So yeah, I think I was like at my limit on that Heaven's Tower, so it was probably not a good setup. I still have to increase my equipment on these characters. They don't have the best gear right now. Especially like I don't even have like a lot of necklaces or earrings for these characters yet. So for this account, but I wanted to show you this account, so I have Mila and Flolen on it, and there's new characters that people might not have yet. So this bee is pretty cool. Let me see. Some people might not have seen Aisha's special, so let's try her Stella attack. It's pretty cool. Alright, Killer Bee is about to go down. So yeah, Millia kicked some butt there. Callie is doing her DPS as usual. Irene is doing great. Alright. And you get pretty good loot for the boss battle. So that one's B-stars. Let's see. We are trying to keep going on the story for Act 2. So let's go ahead and go to the next stage. So I'm at 122, subjugation 14. See if we can do this. And this is with the story mode activated, so we can check out what that looks like if you haven't seen how the story mode looks in this game yet. Looks like we're fighting some kobolds and some fairy bees. Kobolds look like cartoonish dogs. These fairy bees look like mini killer bees. Let's see, like kid versions. Let's show you a new one. Let's show you Irina's special. Stella attack. Well, that's her regular stun. Do we have enough? Oh, we didn't even have to use it. Alright. As usual, Millia did most of the damage. Being SSR, DP. She's just so OP. Alright, so now I should load the next story event. Huh. So there's nothing there on that one. Interesting. Did I? Alright, let's try the next stage. I'm out of energy, so since they switched over to energy now instead of using resources on the story mode, you can always, if you run out of energy, just go ahead and hit the plus button next to the energy. And as long as you have resources, you can buy more energy with them. So it's like multiple of 10 basically. So it takes 20 energy to do one level, so I only need one, but let's go ahead and do 21. That way I can do 2 stages at least. There you go. Yeah, it's weird. For the main story quest, this Act 2 Chien's line, there are missions that have no story, like towards the middle-ish. part of it. So I don't know what happened with with the game. But they probably just like didn't have enough budget or time to make every single one with story. Since they're like transferring it over to Marvel X anyway, probably just rushed it. So that one's pretty cool. That's like probably the best attack animation, the one that Millia has. Yeah, let's give you a closer look at these guys. See, don't they look like kind of like dog characters? Okay, more like wolves maybe. They're kobolds. Like there's like cute kobolds. Oh, there's a bigger one right there with the shield. He's like the boss of them. Alright, let's use Irina's Stella attack. Pretty cool. Stun the boss character right there. Do some Callie action. Callie's probably like the best SR character. She does like really good group damage. Not so much single target, but if there's a group of people, she does a lot of DPS. I feel like Callie is like the baby Mila. Like Mila's like the upgraded version of Callie for SSI version, you know? Let's see if there's a story with this one. Yeah. Yeah, see, they just skipped out a bunch on the story for the Chin act. It's weird. Like, if I go back to the B-Stars one, and there's a way to turn on story mode. How do you do? Oh, here it is. So if I hit that button, it turns on the story mode. The other ones didn't have an option, did they? Let's see. The newest one, there shouldn't even be an option because I haven't even completed it. But the one before, see, these don't even have stories. So it's weird. Maybe the last story was the B-Stars. Let me check up. Oh no, there's one here for the wolf. What's up, wolves? Alright, let's click the story mode and try this. See if there we go. So this is the story mode, Windfire Meadow. They do a pretty good job with like the animations of the characters in the story modes. It's very like anime-ish, and they're very waifu-ish expressions. There's the bee, killer bee, as the adult version. Those other smaller ones are like kid versions. Pretty cool character design in this game overall. They're supposed to be including like multiplayer, like with PvP and stuff too, and that's like what we're all hoping for that will happen, because like the game, like the depth of the game will get so much more deep once there's PvP included in the game. Because right now there's no real way to play with other people, so it's basically PvE only right now. Player versus environment, not player versus player. So hopefully they'll introduce player versus player PvP soon, and that will bring more life to this game, I feel like, to Stella Fantasies. And then hopefully that will make the prestige characters worth more, because they do more damage. And that probably is the only saving grace that they could do for the older players that spend all this money in this game, is that if they make the prestige characters like actually worth more by giving them more damage potential. And hopefully Marvelux will step up and do that. Oh, Marina's down. I'll pick her up. I got lucky with this account. Like, I actually have a couple of SSR dolls that I rolled, as well as Mila and Aisha, which are also both SSR characters. Oh, I have Autobot on. Do I? I don't. There you go. She has this like bee rush charge where she turns into a bunch of. Oh, that was pretty cool. There it is. She turns into a bunch of these bee swarms at you. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Like the boss ability on her. Pretty awesome. I think we're all still waiting for the sci-fi arc, because there's like definitely in the some of the Abyss Invader, not Abyss Invader, sorry, the Abyss Labyrinth, um, and in the tower, it's like there's like the sci-fi style enemies and maps. So I think we're waiting for that arc to come open up in the chapters. And the next one we don't know what it's going to be yet, but I'm I'm kind of guessing it might be that because they already have like textures and stuff made for that. So there we go, victory on her. Just drop to the floor. And then it should be story mode still, yes. It'd be nice if this stuff was like had voiceover, but you know, the animations themselves are pretty good, and you kind of read it like an anime manga. I have it on X times 2 speed for the story. All right, there's Chien coming to save the day. A few moments later. Chen's like a tank character, so you know currently the game isn't really great for tanks. I think that might come into play maybe with hopefully like with more PvP or group play or something. So I just noticed that this is the Millia character in the storyline, and Millia is actually sisters with Chen. If you didn't know that. So, Chen, your words were too harsh. They kind of sometimes give you options for what you want to choose, but they don't give me options this time. I have to choose this one. Unfortunately, I don't have Chen yet, but just because she was a tank character, I didn't really prioritize trying to get her over DPS characters. Some of the expression emoji type stuff that happens above their heads are pretty cool. All right, let's see. Let's try to show you guys one of the other cool bosses. Can we show you somebody in Abyss? I don't know. I don't have anything open there yet. Okay, so the character shard Abyss is open for me. I think I can do level 3 with these characters. Yeah, my power score is almost double the recommended, so there shouldn't be a problem. Let's go ahead and do this and see. Okay, how many energy? You need 50 energy for this. So, like I said, as long as you have resources, which I have plenty of, you can just go ahead and refill your energy. So I need 50 only. Just go ahead and just put 50 on here. Purchase. And that cost me about 500 of each resource, which is not bad, considering you should have plenty of resource farms by this point. So these are more typical early game earlier game enemies, it looks like. Oh, during the character shard battle at the final section, you have to fight one of the random characters that you can play, and those characters are pretty strong usually. If you're not geared up enough, they usually will wreck you. So, warning to the newer players, you gotta get pretty geared up. Oh, this one's a who we got? It's an evil Kuro. So yeah, she'd be pretty strong if you weren't well equipped. So she'd probably wreck any newbie trying to fight her with not enough attack power and gear. But I should be alright because I'm like double already on so there she is fighting Kuro. Kuro is a SSR dark element character, long ranged. She's actually physical, but she's long ranged. She throws like daggers at you and stuff. Like, she's one of my favorite characters also. Let's see, get a closer look at her right here by going to arena. Alright, she's about to go down. Let's switch over to... Yeah, we can do arenas one screen. Alright, so we got a bunch of character shards. Oh, okay, we got pretty lucky in this draw. We got 3 SSR random shards, and then we got 1 Nemu and 1 Aisha. And for SR, we got Chloe and Arena. That's 6 shards. So, pretty good draw. If you're into the shard collection. It's not as good anymore because now you can only get regular shards. You can't get the prestige shards anymore. And the only way to get prestige shards is if you go to the store here and you use adventure points and buy them over here in this prestige. Prestige is this little, it has a little red and green star next to it. So that's the only way to get prestige shards now, which sucks because if you're an older player, you have a bunch of these prestige shards and they never let us finish our collection on the SSR ones, at least as far as I can tell. I think they stopped us right before anyone could get a full SSR character off the prestige shards. So you don't have to buy them from the store. Alright, so I think we're looking at the Invader, but we didn't actually fight him yet. So let's go ahead and fight Mumei. And it's that you get 5 standard battles with him, but you can also buy more if you want to use the tokens. If you want to use the EST tokens. So, but you get 5 standard. So let's go ahead and jump in here. You also battle in the Invader with 3 parties. So you go ahead and put your best 3 parties together here, and then go and have some fun. Remember the gimmick for round 2 was the ranged attack characters get 100% bonus attack. So we definitely want to be using ranged characters. So I'm gonna switch over to Aisha because there is with Mimu, he has this charge attack where he charges, and if you don't, you have to run to this spot with a red arrow and touch it, and then once you get that touch, you get a blessing that you can attack him and it knocks him down. But if you don't stop him within a certain amount of time when he does that charge attack, he'll basically wipe your whole party. So you definitely want to. I suggest that you control a ranged character that can run to that spot and hit him from range. Because if you're using a melee character to try to do that, you're gonna have to run way farther distances to because you're gonna have to run to the spot. It's randomly spawns somewhere on the map, and then you have to, after running the spot and touching it and getting the blessing, then you have to run back and hit Mimu. See, there it is, that red arrow. So if you're not a ranged character, you would have to run to this, hit it, and then hit him to knock him out. So it's very difficult if you're melee class because of the distances you have to cover with the amount of time that you have. So I suggest if you're auto battling but you're controlling a ranged character. So I'm auto battling as far as the attacks go, but I'm actually manually controlling the ranged character. That way I can hit that the red arrow and knock him down before he wipes the whole team. Also, you probably want to get out of the way of his attacks because they hit you pretty hard. So if you're like not the tank, pretty sure if you see the red damage coming, just get the hell out of the way. That was the random stun stuff that shows up, the gimmick one. Okay, so he's probably gonna charge any time now, so just gotta be ready for it. If you see him like doing his crouch charge attack, there it is. Look around the map for this arrow with the red arrow down, and then just touch it and then hit him, and that will knock him down and get rid of his wipe your party attack. You don't want that to land. So also another tip for you guys if you're new to the Abyss Invader, since Mimu is a green element character, you want to counter him with a red damage characters, because red characters will do way more damage to him than any other element as far as weaknesses go, because I think the game has a balance by using character color types versus each other. So red is good against green, green is good against blue, and then blue is good against red, I believe. So, and then obviously white, light, and dark are good against each other. So, okay. Sometimes you get lucky and you just do enough damage to knock him out while he's in that charge mode without hitting the red arrow, but you know, you don't want to play it that way, because if you don't do it, he'll literally wipe your party with that one attack. So it's not worth taking the risk. Alright, here's Flolen. I really at first didn't realize Flolen had a heal, so I might just take away Lapis from this party and add another ranged DPS. Try to get more damage in. There's Lapis's Stella attack. Pretty cool. There you go. It looks like he just nuked the place with that gold attack. Flolen looks very similar to Lapis. I don't know if they're related or not. Uh-oh. So see that red arrow just pop out? He's in this charge mode. You want to hit this and then come back and hit him. But the round ended. It's three rounds. If you don't get wiped out, you can play the full maximum time, which is I think a minute 30. I believe it was a minute 30 per round. So that's the Abyss Invader. Season 4 with Mimu. So I picked up a couple of quests for that round. 275 SSR tokens and 330 regular mannering. on the first one, and then 400 SSR and 480 on the second one. Also, so in the rewards, not only is there the placement, so that's when you finish the whole season. But if there's a cumulative score rewards also in the season. So when you hit 500,000 damage, you claim this. So it goes up and up and up. So right now I just did 30,000 or 30 million, sorry, damage total this season on round 2. Since round 1, I mean. So I've done 30 million damage so far. Right now my total is 34,397,467. So the next one to get to is 40 million, and I get all this stuff once I hit there, which is pretty good because you get the soul tokens, which I told you is great for transcending. So metal exchange. I have 2,985 of the Mumei metals currently. So like I said, I'm going to go ahead and buy as many of these great SSR soul stones as possible currently, so I can transcend my SR characters with these. So that's what I'm doing. You can do as you like, but that's the way I'm doing it. Alright, let's see. We've been streaming for over an hour now, so I think I'm gonna call it for now. Hopefully you enjoyed the stream. If you did, go ahead, please hit the like button, comment, and if you're not already subscribed, please do so. I'm trying to build my subscribers on the new channel, so let me know in the comments if you liked Stella Fantasies, or if you want to see anything else. And you guys have a good one. Blockchain Gaming out.